So today I am literally uncomplicating my life. I have this nest of tables over there that is just too big, too bulky, not very practical. It's made of wicker, which carries dust like nobody's business. And I went on an adventure online to find out whether I can replace them with something smaller that fits into that gap back there, that is made of wood or plastic even, or anything else but wicker. They were all too big, too tall, too wide, too bulky, too impractical because they were an odd shape, too expensive. I mean, a nest of table doesn't start under £40, and I thought, you know, this cannot be right. And then when I do spend £40 or over, it won't even fit or isn't the right shape or doesn't, you know. And I thought, no, I'm gonna make my own. And it doesn't even have to look like a professional job because it's hidden in a corner. So I'm thinking, I am not a carpenter. And I have absolutely no doubt that this job will look like no carpenter's done it. I can do this. It's way less complicated. If you just cut a couple of pieces of wood and make a little bit of a plan, okay, it's not particularly technical. But once I started making plans for a new table and how I would like this to be, I then couldn't stop. I then thought, oh, I could do with the bathroom shelf there. Then I thought, oh no, what about my Wi-Fi thing, which is at the moment in a cardboard box hanging from a wall. So again I thought, so why don't I just do that? It just spiraled. I now have all of these ideas. I'm going to make a Wi-Fi shelf, a bathroom shelf, and 2 little tables. It's going to be a bit like Lego, I think. And if you wonder how I got to all of this wonderful wood, because I went to B&Q, but they have this skip by the exit. So when you go through the tills and you're done, by the exit there's this skip where they have all this discarded wood that you can just pick up for free. And since the pieces I'm making are relatively small, it was very simple. I could find something there easily enough. Given some of it is not actually wood, it's laminate. So, but again, I'm going to paint this all white, and it doesn't really matter in the end as long as it's sturdy. So I bought these little corner braces. They're nothing special, so they're literally just like little braces like this. And since none of this stuff should be holding anything too heavy, I think they will do just the job. So that's the Wi-Fi shelf done. It sits nicely here. I haven't tightened it yet, but because I need to take it off to paint it in white. And then that can sit here quite pretty, out of the way. And it's no longer a cardboard box, so yay, wonderful. I'll do the same with the wooden tables. So I literally try to drill a hole in from the top into the leg, secure it one way, and then put a bracket on the inside, the underside inside to do the other bit, and hopefully that will secure it, but I'll catch you up later. So I figured I'll move on to the bathroom shelf with little very little shelves. They look like this, and they're gonna be stuck on this thing like so in different heights, so that exactly what I have in my bathroom actually fits on it. In theory, I haven't really tried this out. I have just taken a couple of measurements, added them the distances I want the shelves on here, with a point in the middle for a hole, so I can put a screw through from the other side, screw that in here, and then hold it in place with one of the brackets here. Nothing heavy is going on this, so this should technically be enough. If not, I'll put 2 brackets on if I have enough. I don't know. If not, I might have to put 2 screws through. I also brought my bathroom shelf from upstairs, which the book holder was a little bit, bathtub shelf, sorry. The book holder was a little bit too loose, so I added some more screws and brackets and tightened the ones that were already in there. It is nice and tight now, but I'm keeping it downstairs since I'm getting the paint out later, so I may as well repaint this because the paint is coming off. The back long piece is not straight. The brackets aren't particularly straight, and the pieces of wood are a little bit too small, too thin. They're a little bit too thin to take a screw. So I'm thinking I might try what it looks like in the bathroom if I put the brackets on the wall. I'm not particularly happy with that decision, nor am I particularly happy how this looks. I might abandon that bathroom idea for now, make a better plan, right? My plan was very loose. Plan B, separate piece of wood at the back. I'll figure something out. I'll try something out. I'll come back to you. So after some drilling and some figuring out which is the most sturdiest way of actually doing this, I have finished it. They look like this. I mean, this baby I already had, but I measured the other ones around it. So I've got now this little tiny nest of tables, and let me just quickly show you the way I've ended up doing it. So I used the screw in the top into the leg, and then on the flip side I fitted some brackets, simple brackets that basically just hold it in place. They're quite sturdy for a proper DIY job here, so I'm pretty proud of them. They'll be painted and will be all white to fit in with the rest of the furniture in the corner, and will be a little bit more hidden than what is sticking out at this moment in time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. So after a lot of fiddling around with it, I got the bathroom shelf to sit the way I want it. I'm not too sure how it's going to look once it's in here. I haven't painted it yet, so what I'm trying to do is just put it against the wall and see what it looks like, basically. So it's supposed to sit in this corner like this, painted white and then stuck to the wall with a screw in here and a screw down there. And I think it'll actually look alright once it's against the wall properly. And then things like this little bin can then sit on a shelf here and be out of the way. And that can sit here without being in the way as well. So I'm sort of thinking, even though brackets, you can see brackets now, let me just show you here. So the brackets are on one side and on the other side, but I am planning on actually painting white all over it so you can't really see it, and once the stuff is in it and on top of it, like that, you won't see the difference, you know. It's all about functionality. Right, I've set up my painting station, everything is now assembled. This didn't take too long, a bit of an afternoon. I mean, you know what's going to take the longest, it's waiting for stuff to dry. So, and since I'm a bit cheap and I don't really want to pay for two things, I only got velvety smooth furniture paint that says self prime on it. I only got a small tin because A, I don't have many pieces, B, I'm thinking if I take like a fifth out of this and put it into a jar and put just a little bit of water to it, then I can use a very thin coat as a primer, and then I'm going to do the whole thing again with the actual paint and go over it again that way. I had this for as long as I can remember. It was in my childhood bedroom. I don't know why I still got this and how it managed to move country, and a dozen or so moves, but here it is in my house now, many years later. So really isn't complicated at all. It's literally, if I want to have the furniture that fits into my space, then I'm going to have to make it myself. Yeah, it may not be like a carpenter would do it, and it may not be particularly posh, but it's cheap, it's functional, ta-da! You can't quite see it in the shot, but there is wood furniture that I've now built all around me. I'll give you a quick look in a minute. And the hardest part, the longest part really is to wait for paint to dry, right? So the paint, the last coat of it is now on. I will leave this overnight, and in the morning I will put things in its place. And as you can probably tell by now, it's dark outside. I have the light on. I even put the heating on and the door is open. You might hear the noise from the road. But this is all to aid this with drying. Yeah, I don't look particularly glamorous today. I'm in a hoodie and I'm really quite hot and my face is quite red, but it's all worth it. Check it out. So what seems like now, in no time, I actually managed to get a shelf for my Wi-Fi receiver and nest of tables for my work corner. This now fits beautifully into that corner, so I quite liked that, how that turned out as well. And I will always have a little table to put a cup of tea on, that's important. And that little Wi-Fi shelf is takes up less space than the cardboard shelf I had before, and also it's not cardboard, it's a shelf and a bathroom shelf that I already had, but fixed it and repainted it, and a shelf for the bathroom. In one day, built it all together, actually painted it, had to wait overnight, it needs to dry, and this morning I actually fitted it all. The shelf is hanging, the bathroom shelf is in place again. That cost me, I think, altogether 20 quid because I needed to buy the brackets and the paint. And that was it really. Oh, I bought some paint brushes as well, because I didn't have any of those left. And for 20 quid you can't really moan. You can sit down and enjoy a cup of tea. What could be better? besides, it's not all about saving money, although this is pretty good because we all are in a pandemic, and that just meant for me I'm on a very tight budget. Also, it's one of a kind what you do. If you do it yourself, you will never find that anywhere else. Nothing worse than everybody looking like they shopped in IKEA. So I think it's just beautiful to have your own stuff, things that you made yourself. Like my artwork, everything that is artwork in this house is made by me, and it's quite nice because I know nobody else will have that. It's sustainable as well. I didn't even buy the wood, I just got that out of the B&Q skip, and they were gonna burn it anyway otherwise, so no harm done to the environment either. So I feel quite good about these things, and I did feel very good today. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it gives you a bit of inspiration. Please know these are not tutorials how to do things. I am not a carpenter. I absolutely don't know what I'm doing, but I make it up as I go along, and usually it works out fine. And know that it doesn't look like a professional made it. It doesn't have to. It's fine. It's very functional. I love that, and it fits my purpose. But if it inspires you a little bit to do something similar, that's great. Please do, and share it with me. You know, leave me a comment. Find me on Instagram, where I will also share all of my things with you, and add me. I will follow you, and then I can see all of your creations too. Follow and subscribe this if you want. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.